Good morning, grade threes. It's a wonderful day today. It's a Wednesday, the 8th of July, 2020. It's quite chilly outside. I hope you are warmly dressed. Let's go for our lesson. Let's start. Okay, I just want us to quickly revise what we are talking about. We've been talking about data handling, the different kinds of graphs, and we also learned that tables can be used to analyze data. Okay, I want to say thank you for those who sent in their homeworks. I still encourage everyone to send through their homework so that we can share with the whole class. Right, let's see who sent homework yesterday. So this was the homework. We were given a table. So you were required to draw a bar graph and a picture graph using this information. Let's see who sent. Okay, Matthew. Matthew sent us his homework. Right, and then there's the table there. And then how many cool drinks? Okay, Monday and Wednesday. All right. Okay, I think the information that Matthew gave us is the one that we did yesterday, the day before yesterday. But nevertheless, I thank you very much for submitting something. So I think then together we need to do a bar graph concerning the information that we have, okay? The picture graph, I will still ask you to do it. You can choose one cool drink of your choice and work with it for your picture graph. Or you can use all this for one day. Okay, all right. Let's see what we have for today. Okay, some more data handling. There goes our cool drinks again. Okay, there's our table. We said that we can use data in a table to draw up a graph. There are different forms of tables. You know, even a menu is also a table, and a menu gives you information. So those are different kinds of tables that we can have, all right? So which graph can you draw? You can always draw any graph of your choice, okay? Except if you are doing a homework or an activity where they give you specific instructions. Okay, now let's see which graph we are going to do. I want us to do the bar graph, which was part of the homework, so that I am sure that all of you understand, okay? We're still using the same example, but today, remember yesterday we talked about Fanta. Today we are going to look at another cold drink, which is Coke, okay? So we are going to first do a line graph with it. Let's see if my grade threes remember, okay? Remember with a graph, remember we said you always draw these two lines, the vertical line, the horizontal line, and the vertical line, okay? And then you must label your graph. So here we have labeled our graphs with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There we have them. And then these are the number of cool drinks that were sold. So we have some numbers there. So this is how we plot our graph. We go back to the graph. They tell us that on Monday, 4 Cokes were sold. Then we go to Monday on the graph, and then we see from 0 to 4. 4 Cokes were sold, okay? And then we go back to the table and we check there. For Tuesday, how many were sold? 5 were sold. So we go to the graph to plot it. We go to Tuesday, there we go. 2, 4, 5. You can see there it's in between 4 and 6. We go back to the table. For Wednesday, how many cold drinks were sold? The table tells us that 7 cold drinks were sold. We go back to the graph. There is our Wednesday. There is Wednesday. We go up on our graph 2, 4, 6, 7. There is the meeting point. You can see that it is between 6 and 8. We go back to the graph. Thursday, how many cold drinks were sold on Thursday? We see that 10 cold drinks were sold on Thursday. We go back to the graph. There is our Thursday. There's Thursday where we're going, and then we go up to 4, 6, 8, 10. We can see that it is 10 cold drinks there, and it is Thursday. So that's where these 2 points meet, and that is where our line graph will have a dot there. Now let's see for Friday. We go back to the table. Friday, the table says that only 1 Coke was sold at the Snoopy. Okay, we go back to the graph. Friday, let's see. 1 there. Where are we? Yes, my Kesa. There is 1. We can see that 1 is in between 0 and 2. So that is our graph, our line graph, which represents the table which has been given to us. Remember we said that a graph can tell you a lot. So even if we don't look at this table, this graph can actually say something. Is there anyone who can tell us what this graph is telling us? When we analyze this graph, what is it saying? Is there anyone who wants to try? You can type it in your chat box. What do you think this graph is telling us concerning the table and the cool drinks which were sold? Anyone who wants to try? Okay, I can go first, it's fine. Okay, this graph tells me that from the Monday sales, let's look at our graph. That's my Kesa. From the Monday sales, the sales went up. They went up and up and up, meaning that you can see there on Monday it was 4, on Tuesday it was 5. It means that they sold more. So the graph shows us the increase in sales. For Wednesday, 7, it kept on increasing. For Thursday, it kept on increasing. And we can see that Thursday was the highest sales that we had. And that is confirmed by our table there. And what we see that we have a sharp drop on Friday. So it means that our sales for Coke went down on Friday. Okay. And that is confirmed by our table. Are there any questions, grade threes? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now what I did a pie chart. I did a pie chart using the very same information. Okay, remember I explained to you that constructing a pie chart, I will not explain it into details much because, you know, it's too detailed. It's a long process, but at the right time, you will know how to do your pie chart. So I believe the school will not ask you, or we will not ask you to draw a pie chart from scratch right now. But what I know that you can do, we talked about it yesterday, was that you can actually say something about this pie chart, even without drawing it. Do you agree with me? Can I see by a raising of hands or typing yes in your chat box? Okay. I know that yesterday we talked about it and you actually told me you can remember the key. Let's go to the key. The key there tells us that this dark pink is for Thursday. So when you look at the dark pink there, you can see that it's a big slice of pie. Remember we say it's a pie or a big slice of pizza, a pizza, okay? So it's a big piece, a big slice. And that can be confirmed by the table that indeed on Thursday, lots of cold drinks were sold. It's the highest that was sold in that week. All right, let's see another. The second highest is this color. Faisal, I see your hand. Okay, right. Okay, Faisal. Which is the next highest? Which is the next highest? The first one was on Thursday. And which is the next highest? Anyone who wants to tell me which was the next highest? Look at the sizes there. All right, I think it's the, what color is this? Some light yellow. Okay, I hear Wednesday. Well done. Well done, Khudi. On Wednesday was the second highest, and then the third highest. Which one follows Wednesday? Okay, I see some hands there. Right, anyone who can tell me? Okay, the next highest is Tuesday. Thank you, Blessing. It's Tuesday, there it goes. Now comes an interesting one there on Friday. If we go to our table tells us that on Friday, only one cool drink was sold. And if we look at our graph, it doesn't really show, but if you can see there, somewhere there is a tiny line, okay? There's a tiny line there. So that one is represented by Friday because only one cool drink was sold. Okay, thank you, grade threes. Let's go now to our next slide. That was our pie chart, okay? Now we are going to use still the same information to do a bar graph. Actually, this is what I wanted to get in the homework. I hoped to get it. I want us to focus, boys and girls. Let's focus on the lesson. Okay, so we actually needed a bar graph in the homework. I didn't get it, but I've decided to actually do it together with you. Okay, so the information is still the same, but what is different today is that I am not using Fanta orange or Fanta, but today I have decided to use Coke. Okay. Whew. Look at our bar graph. You can do it whichever way. The other ones we had our days. We had our days on this line. And today we have our days there on the other side, okay? On the vertical line or the x-axis, but that we'll use that same name later. Okay, so let's go to our table and see how this bar graph was done. Okay, it tells us that on Monday 4 cool drinks were sold. So there is Monday. And then now we want to look at where is 4. We go to the horizontal line there where it's got the number of sales. And then if you count, you can count the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then there is our 4. That's where our Monday and 4 meet. And then what we do, we talked about bars. So we make this a bar. That is how our bar graph will look. This is for Monday. We go to the table, and the table says on Tuesday. There is our Tuesday. How many for Tuesday? You are right. 5 cool drinks were sold on Tuesday. So we start there on Tuesday. There we are. And then we go to our numbers there again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we see where 5 and Tuesday meet. And then we do that bar. That is for Tuesday. We go to the graph. And then it says to the table says 7. 7 cool drinks were sold on Wednesday. We go to Wednesday, and then we go to our numbers there, 5, 6, 7, and then we go up there, and then where it meets Wednesday, we do a bar there. We go to Thursday. There's Thursday. It's 10. We go to Thursday. There is our Thursday, and we start counting 5, 10. We go up to see where it meets with Thursday. There, it meets there, and then we do a bar there. So that is our bar graph. And then we go back to our table. Our table says on Friday, 1 cool drink was sold. Okay, so you will see it depends on the sizes of the spaces of the numbers. So if we look here, ours was supposed to be 1, But because it's so tiny, it doesn't show there. But we know from the table that one cool drink was sold on Friday. So that is our bar graph. So I'm going to ask you that you do a picture graph or a pictograph, a graph with pictures like we had previously, and then you can use any cool drink of your choice and do a picture graph for us. That was the homework. Okay, let's go on. We are going to do another bar graph. Okay, but look at the direction now. The previous bar graph, we were looking only at one cool drink. Now we are looking at all the cool drinks, but we have chosen one day, which is our Monday. Okay, let's see how the graph will look like. Remember, when you do your graph, you must label it. We've got that horizontal line and we've got that vertical line. This is how we do it, and you label it. So it's up to you. You can put 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, or depending on the size of your page, you can actually say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on and so on. All right. So here, let's see. On the vertical side there, we've got our different cold drinks. Okay. There is our cool drinks. We've got Fanta there, we've got Coke, we've got Sprite, we've got Stony, and we've got cream soda. It was too long for it to show there. Okay. I see Africa and somebody else are chatting. Don't do that, hey? Let's focus. Right. Okay. The first one, we go back to our table. We go back to our table. There we go. It says Fanta, it's 10. 10 cool drinks were sold on Monday of Fanta. We go back to our graph there. It's Fanta. And then we check our numbers there. 10. We go up. Where 10 meets Fanta, we make a bar there. Then we go to the next cool drink, which is Coke. How many Cokes were sold? 4 Cokes were sold. Okay, there we go. Coke, it was 4. It's Coke there, and then you go to the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. We go up our graph. Where 4 meets Coke, we make a bar there. We go back to the table. Sprite, 1 was sold. We go to the graph. There is Sprite. And we check how many 1. And then we count the 1. We go up with our graph to see where 1 meets with Sprite. They meet there and we do a bar there. Wonderful. Okay, we go now to our table. 2 Stony were sold on Monday. We go back to our graph. There is Stony. We go to the numbers. How many? 1, 2, and then we go up with our graph. Where 2 meets with Stony, we see it's there, and then we do our bar there. Go back to our table. On Monday, 1 cream soda was sold. We go back to our graph there. There's our cream soda, and then how many? The table says 1. And then when we count, there is 1. We go up our graph. Where 1 meets with cream soda, we make a bar there. So that is our bar graph. And you can see now we've used our bar graph to represent all the cool drinks. Right. Now let's go to the next slide. The next slide is our homework. We are still talking about graphs. I want you to do a bar graph for me using the data that we have here. I want you to represent the following data. Remember, data is information. Even if these are pictures, it is still data. It is still information. Let's see. Okay. We can take a snapshot of this slide. So what I want you to do is that we can see that's a dog. Okay. And the dog weighs 32 kilograms. And this is an eagle. An eagle weighs about, on average, 10 kilograms. And there's the king of the jungle, a lion. A lion weighs, on average, about 180 kilograms. And there is a rabbit. So on average, a rabbit will weigh 5 kilograms. So what I want you to do is that I want you to add all these kilograms together, okay? And then after that, what will you do? I want you to draw a bar graph to represent this given data. I want you to draw a bar graph to represent this data that we have. And you know, I can see that we can also do a picture graph. Is there anyone who wants to try a picture graph as well? Anyone who wants to try a picture graph as well? The bar graph you must do, but the picture graph you can choose to do it. You know, when you just look at these pictures, it's just too exciting not to do a picture graph, okay? So you can do a picture graph as well. Okay. Let's see what's the next for homework. Remember we said that even a timetable is a form of data representation or data handling. So what I want us to do, I want to see if you can tell time, grade 3s, okay? I want you to draw the face of a clock showing the following times, okay? 7 o'clock, draw the face of a clock, show me 7 o'clock. Show me the big hand and the small arm and the long arm. And then 9:30, I want you to show me, represent 9:30 for me on the clock, 11 o'clock, I want you to represent it on the face of the clock with your long arm and your short arm. And then 12:45, I want you to represent it on a clock as well. I will go back to the previous slide. just so that you remember what we are going to do. The previous slide, remember, you're going to do, you can snap it. We are going to do, you add all the weight of the animals, and then you are going to draw a bar graph to represent the given data, okay? Like I said, these pictures are just too adorable, just too nice for us to do a picture graph with them. Okay, that's the first one. And the second one that we are going to do, I want you to draw a face of the clock showing me the long arm and the small arm, and show me, represent 7 o'clock, represent 9:30, represent 11 o'clock, and represent 12:45. Before we go, grade 3s, let me quickly show you the email address, and then you can ask any questions that you have. This is the email address. I'll be so glad to receive your homework so that we can share it with the whole class. It is so much fun. Are there any questions, grade 3s? Any questions? Well, if you think about any questions after the lesson, you are also free to send them on this email address. I see Faisal. Let's see what Faisal is saying. Okay. Faisal, just type it in. All right, okay, if there are no questions, that will be all for today. I trust that you enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget the homework, the clock, as well as our wonderful bar graph and our picture graph or pictograph. Okay, boys and girls, it's been wonderful being with you today. Goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.